I have a question for you. What are your top three most bothersome symptoms? What are those three things that bug you the most about the way that your body is maybe potentially trying to talk to you or let you know something is up? Hi, I'm Luca, one of the mavens here at Histamine Haven. And you're getting this email because you recently signed up to join us in the online Histamine Haven community. And in this online community, we have some resources at the ready, and I want to share with you some ways to empower yourself to know if the symptoms you've got going on have a histamine piece to the picture, or I want you to also think more than the symptoms you currently have when we're addressing this question. What about symptoms you've had over the course of your lifetime? I point behind me because I sort of feel like we're moving forward in time, right? And like symptoms when I was 14 were back there because I'm not 14. So give it a think. What are those top three symptoms? I want you to jot them down on a piece of paper next to you. Okay. Hang tight. I'm going to show you how you can utilize the Histamine Haven online community to help you better understand if this is maybe a histamine symptom for you. Let's hop on over to the hub and take a peek at all the moving parts there in the online community. Okay, so you've logged on to the hub and you knew how to do that because you went to histaminehaven.com, and in the top right corner of the website, you saw the button there to link in automatically. Let me maximize my screen here. I think it works a little bit better for you guys on your video end. Let's go into that Histamine Haven community and let's go see where you might be able to find some pieces to better understand if those symptoms have a histamine piece to the picture. Okay, so in the printable resources, this is where you're going to start. So let's go into Educate and Empower. So we're going to open up this module by clicking on the title. And you're going to scroll on down through the downloadable resources. So first things first, I want you to take a peek at health conditions. So taking a peek through here, maybe your symptoms are tied to a diagnosis. So here we keep updating this list with more up to date as the information comes to the surface. But here we have an ongoing list of conditions that have some mast cell involvement. Now, if this word mast cell is brand new to you, I just want you to know that it's a type of cell that every body has. And that's part of your body that actually releases histamine. So in most cases, or in a lot of cases of people who struggle with histamine, there's a mast cell releasing histamines in the body piece to the picture here. So anywhere there's potentially involvement of these mast cells, now we have the potential of some histamine stuff going on that could be contributing to your symptoms. So are your symptoms part of a larger diagnosis that may actually have some science to show now that there's mast cell involvement? I think you'll be quite surprised at the conditions listed here: autism, ADHD, Crohn's, colitis, diabetes type 1. Glaucoma, that's a new one we just added last week because I have a history of glaucoma and I was curious to know, and sure enough, there is a connection. IBS, liver disease, interstitial cystitis. I mean, the list is growing and it's forever growing because this is a really new area of research. So is your condition listed here? Again, it's the health conditions as part of your downloads. Okay. Keep scrolling down. What about the histamine symptoms list? So let's take a peek at what this one might look like. Does your symptom show up on this handout? So it's a little bit user-friendly, and that's the goal. We want to make it so you don't need a science degree to read the handouts that we send your way because we need to make it through this one precious life. But where in your body is that symptom showing up? So for example, if you have eczema, well, that's going to be in the skin system, of course. That's the organ where the symptom is expressing, if you want to think of it that way, or where the symptom is showing up is in your skin. Well, is eczema there? Oh, look at that. Yes, it is. That is one of my symptoms, as a matter of fact. What about some other things? Do you have other symptoms? And I want you to think about symptoms you currently have, but I also want you to think about symptoms that you've had at any point of your life. This now starts to tell us a little bit more if there's potentially some histamine driving these symptoms. So going through here, we're updating this list as time goes on. So this is another spot to check to see if this is one of the histamine drivers in your body. Is it tied to the symptom? So both of these, again, are in that downloads. And the third one where it's educate and empower. So are your symptoms on either of those lists? I want to show you one more spot. When we get into the articles and podcasts, okay, well, what do histamine issues look like in different parts of your body? Let's go in and take a peek at this. Is it maybe listed in here? So for example, let's talk about urinary frequency. So I have the urge to pee a lot, especially when I go from outside to inside when it's winter outside and it's fairly warm in the house. The temperature shift triggers in me the need to go pee. I'm sorry, maybe this is too much information for you, but hey, we're friends now, right? When you get to this sheet, here's our histamine symptoms list. This is a part of what we have included in our book, Histamine Haven. So this is a good, it doesn't list all of the symptoms, but it does list quite a few. So you may also be able to understand if it's one of the pieces. Oh, look, urinary urgency or frequency. Oh, interesting. I wonder if there is a histamine piece to the picture for me. Further to that, if you keep scrolling on down, all of these different sections through this specific part of the articles part of the community is listed according to systems or body parts, if you want to think of it that way. So for me, bladder, overactive bladder, and how histamine plays a role. Oh, the symptom is showing that there. What does the click here mean? Well, this, if I clicked on it, would take me out to an article that we've published on our website. So this is your third step to take. Go look if your symptom shows up anywhere in what we've listed here. And we're updating this list every 2 weeks, so you can check back on regular occasion. If you click on this, it's going to take you out to an article that goes into the science and explores the reason behind it. And this is where you get your first piece of homework. Yeah, baby, we are not just here to dump and make you feel sad and to dump information on you. This is not just an information download. This is also an empowerment station. You can think of it that way. The Histamine Haven online community is built to help empower you to know what are those steps that you can start with. So click out to the article that relates to the symptom you're having based on where it's showing up in your body. We've got bladder. Maybe your symptom is a pain related. Do you have chronic pain issues? Do you know that there is a mast cell and histamine component? Oh, I always have pain in my leg. Could this be a histamine thing? Well, why don't you explore and click on the link out? You read a little bit more, and then you'll get some beginner solutions so that you can know what you can start with. And all of this is free. We've just built this vehicle, if you will, or this container to help direct so that those who are self-motivated can do the digging around to figure out what's going on. So that's how you start to do a little bit of digging based on what your most bothersome symptoms are. So once we wrap up this video, I want you to go ahead and jot down on that piece of paper if you haven't yet. What are those top 3 most bothersome symptoms? What part of the body are they involved with? What if you look in the past? What if there are symptoms that you had as a teenager and haven't because there was some kind of intervention or medicine or a treatment that helped address it? What if that, which once was around in your body, had a histamine piece to the picture? Could this start to explain a little bit more of what's going on in your body? And then go find some answers in our Histamine Haven online community.